Activity here is off the charts.
Owner BC Farr says that's likely because the place is rooted deep in history. Built in 1864, these walls once enclosed a brewery, saloon, even a brothel.
Most hauntings are untimely deaths. Murders, suicides, illnesses, heart attacks, strokes. And the amount of people that have died in here over the years is just phenomenal.
As some of you may know, our team's been very fortunate. We've been given the opportunity to travel through parts of this country of ours to investigate what is said to be some of the most haunted locations on the planet.
Hey, Castle. How many spirits are here? 11.
But there's something extremely special about the Old Baraboo Inn. Maybe it's the fact it was the first place that the original team got to investigate together. Or that the owner, BC Farr, who wasn't taking in any paranormal teams at the time, felt something special about our phone call and invited us in to conduct that investigation. Or maybe it's the countless investigations that we've done since, never ever letting us down with communication and visuals.
Yes, I'm Art.
Yeah, that's Art. He's over there.
I just got the chills.
But I can say this, and I think I speak on behalf of the entire team. The Old Baraboo Inn is extremely special, and it will always be my favorite place.
That was really good.
That was.
To go to conduct an investigation. Nothing can ever change that. The team decides to open up right away with the SB7 Spirit Box. Reason being, this has been one of our main communication tools inside this building. You're going to see a lot of that in this episode, and for good reason. The team gears up to get locked inside the Old Baraboo Inn yet once again. Owner BC Farr, new member Mike Minigh, and veteran investigator and audio equipment tech Mike Brey and myself get ready to take to the floor with an SB7 sweep. We are going to do something unprecedented. We have never ever done this before. We are going to try to use the top communication tool almost all night long, and then we're going to try to validate it with another piece of equipment at the end of the night. Sit back, relax, and enjoy what's about to happen at the Old Baraboo Inn.
What was that? I didn't understand you. There you go. Try again. We're going this way.
Nothing, you good.
Who was that?
Oh, shit, Steve.
Who was that? What was your name?
Yes, Steve is back once again. And this isn't going to be the first time we hear from Steve tonight. Check out the communication that we're about to receive from Steve throughout the evening.
We'll just scare you off. Alright, we'll go down the hall. Whoa. Alright, who's over here? Who do I feel? Speak up, who do I feel? Can you say that again for me? Whoa. I didn't know. No, drop the door open here a little bit. Come on and start moving. Who is in here tonight? Speak to me, please.
Hey, Dee. I got 3 times I've heard Steve. That's what I think I've heard. You've got it in the office, the hall, and I think underneath.
What was that? Did that just say
Steve! It's
Did
Steve!
it just say Mary before that?
Yeah, I think it said something
Mary, and then something Mary, and then Steve.
Sometimes when we're investigating and listening live, it's hard to understand the words that are coming out of the SB7 until we review them. What we're getting is not 100% completely known, followed by Steve after BC asked, "What the hell is that?" We're going to find out a little bit later. This has a lot of relevance.
What was that? Did that just say
Steve! It's
Did
Steve!
it just say Mary before that?
Yeah, I think it said something
Mary, and then something Mary, and then Steve.
Okay, Mike.
Come on and talk to me.
Staying steady right now at a 0.6. Temperature staying
You use my
steady.
energy.
Now it's going up.
I hear you trying.
0.9.
This device that Mike Minigh is holding is called the MEL meter, which detects EMF, which stands for electric magnetic field, something that spirits are said to give off during manifestations. As you can see, we are visibly watching this device rise to an 0.9. Is this the spirit of Steve?
Staying steady at a 6 again. Up to 4.1.
Oh, shit. You catch that? We're gonna water in the kitchen, all of us. Hey, little boy, are you here? Little boy with the dog, are you here? Yeah, I thought he said hi. Did you hear it? Yeah.
Many are said to have come in contact with a child's spirit, a boy, sometimes even with a dog, including Paranormal Encounters Wisconsin. This child's spirit almost sounds like it's saying hi, though we can't be sure. Tell us what you think.
Try a little harder, well, I feel you. Who was with us here tonight?
Researching the paranormal is not always scary. In fact, sometimes it can be absolutely heartbreaking. There is no doubt that this child's spirit is asking for Grandma. You have to ask yourself why any child would get left behind.
Can you say that again, please? Anger.
And just like that, within 15 seconds, the entire atmosphere changes again at the Old Baraboo Inn. It is well known for that to happen here, and the voice sounds familiar. In true fashion, I think we're in for a long night at the Old Baraboo Inn yet once again.
Anger. Who's here with us tonight? Look who's back. Look who's back with us. What is his name? Do you like BC? Can you say it again real clear for us? Do you like him? You like him? Is that or not?
Yeah,
Is that we like him?
I heard that.
This incredible, clear, Class A response to BC spreads over multiple sweeps on the SB7. Here it is again for your review.
You like him? You like him? Is that or not?
Yeah,
Is that we like him?
I heard that.
You like him? You like him? Is that or not?
Yeah,
Is that we like him?
I heard that.
Now, for those of you who have been to these Old Baraboo Inn events before, the ones we've been at, let's go back to 2013. Let's see if that just sounded a little bit familiar.
BC? He really likes you guys.
I think it's fair to say BC Farr is safe from the other side when he's in this bar. As a matter of fact, he's probably safe from the living too. Wouldn't want to mess with them in this building. It's hard to fight things you can't see. And it certainly sounds like they have his back.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was okay with the adult spirits here. If we could just say hello to the little boy or girl that plays with the wall. Would that be okay?
Is this male spirit saying he's going to let the child talk to us? Here it is again. You decide.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was okay with the adult spirits here. If we could just say hello to the little boy or girl that plays with the wall. Would that be okay? Would that be okay? Sybil, are you here? Hi, Sybil. We have some good talks happening.
Sybil first paid Paranormal Encounters Wisconsin a visit back in 2013. Here's some footage from that investigation.
What's your name?
Sybil. Sybil.
Sybil, are you here? Hi, Sybil. We have some good talks happening. Steve, you still hanging around? Can't be certain.
Like I said, we can't be certain, but it almost sounds like it's saying who's the waitress, thus giving evidence to residual energy. Could this be an old patron's energy asking who the waitress is for the evening?
Can't be certain. Can't be certain. Steve, you're not the one that gropes my wife over here, are you, buddy?
My wife Deb has been touched a couple times in the back pool room by an unseen force. Is this the cowboy that does it? Listen very closely. You will hear a faint yes. Art, I will enhance the audio.
Steve, you're not the one that gropes my wife over here, are you, buddy? Steve, you're not the one that gropes my wife over here, are you, buddy?
Owner BC Farr, mic on the camera, and the other mic running sound. Head off to the ladies' room once again to see if we can make some more spirit communication. What I can tell you, things are about to get extremely wild at the Old Baraboo Inn.
Back in 2013, I asked if you wanted us to leave the lights on or off, and you said, turn them off. Shut up. Turn them off. Shut up. Thank you for, no, don't shut up. I'm not you guys, but figure your seats still.
I cannot express enough how exciting this is for our team. When you get validation from something that took place 3 years ago in the same spot, in the same voice, and get the same words, it's absolutely incredible. Here comes the replay.
Back in 2013, I asked if you wanted us to leave the lights on or off, and you said, turn them off. Shut up. Turn them Burn them all. Shut up. Thank you for, no, don't shut up. I'm not you guys, but figure she's still.
Now we're going to compare it to 2013, but please forgive the video quality. We didn't quite have the cameras that we do today, but you'll get the point.
Would you like us to turn the lights out?
Can I have some?
Would you like us to turn the lights out? Thank you for, no, don't shut up. I'm not you guys, but figure she's still. Are you serious?
What was that?
She's still. Figure she's still.
Who else is in here? Come on, don't be bashful. What's your name?
And just like that, the room had changed, the mood had changed, the entire environment changed. You can hear it in the voice of the camera crew, and you could see it in my actions. We've run into these type of entities before in the building. We immediately stopped filming to take a break for a little while. About 10 minutes before we resumed. Thankfully it didn't come back. Here's the enhanced audio of what we captured. You may be asking yourself, how is want to be so negative to us? It's not the words that matter, it's the atmosphere, the feeling in our body. Our hairs stand up. We know the voice doesn't sound right. It's the feeling in the room. We know at that time it's time to cease communication for a while and take a break. Seasoned paranormal investigators just know when it's time. Listen to your body.
Shut up. Burn them all. Shut up.
You can tell by the look on our faces and our actions that tensions are high tonight. For some reason the atmosphere doesn't seem right. I now go with the SB7 into one of my favorite locations, the ladies' room, where Stephen still seems to be hanging around.
You're hooked into some guy. Right now, dancing.
Sir, what's your name? Please.
Steven. Steven.
Should it say Steven?
Steven, yeah.
Sir, what's your name? Please.
Steven. Steven.
Should it say Steven?
Steven, yeah.
Steven, you've been around a lot tonight, haven't you? Steven, you've been around a lot tonight, haven't you?
Listen, if you think this is all a coincidence, I don't know what to tell you. This is the exact same voice over and over claiming to be Stephen, a voice that we've captured before at the OBI claiming the same thing. But listen to what he says. Watch out. Watch out for what? What's about to happen? Who else is in there that we can't see or feel yet? Maybe the night will tell us later.
Are there any of the ladies around tonight? Maybe it is going to be the Steven show. Steven, was there something bad downstairs that you see and Mike ran into?
Same voice once again, but we can't make it out, so this is audience participation time. Here it is again. What do you think it says? And let us know.
Steven, was there something bad downstairs that you see in Mike ran into? Virtual. Keep doing it. Slap me, that's not gonna do it. What year did you die?
Did you die here?
Inside.
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 Inside?
Inside. Different voice.
A different voice.
It sounded like a almost feminine. Inside. But Steven, did you die from natural causes?
Nope.
Steven, did you die from natural causes?
Nope.
Well, folks, it looks like we have a mystery on our hands. We know that Steve died inside the building and didn't die from natural causes. So our next step is to figure out how he died and why he died. We have definitely opened Pandora's box at the OBI.
Were you shot? Knife wound?
Knife wound.
A knife wound? Thank you, Steven. I'm sorry that happened.
Well, we've certainly found out the weapon now. Here's the enhanced audio, and I slowed it down just a little bit for it to be a little clearer, but it is clearly a knife wound. Did Stephen die inside the OBI tragically from a murder? Have we opened up a new murder case, the OBI? Time will tell.
Were you shot? Knife wound?
Knife wound.
A knife wound? Thank you, Steven. I'm sorry that happened. I hope it didn't hurt. Steven, do you remember what year you got the knife wound?
This is as intelligent of a conversation you can have with the other side that you can possibly get, in my opinion. Same voice, no other voices really coming through, talking to us, and replying with answers that fit our questions. Coincidence? You decide.
Steven, do you remember what year you got the knife wound? Was it in the 1800s? Was it in the 1900s? Awesome, thanks for talking. Same voice, guys. Same frickin' voice. You can't beat that. Steven, will other spirits come talk to us tonight, you think? That'd be awesome. Do you think maybe you can help them connect through to us a little bit? Steven, will other spirits come talk to us tonight, you think? That'd be awesome. Do you think maybe you can help them connect through to us a little bit? Is there something we can do as living to help them come through better tonight? Are you around? BC would like to say hello, please. School teacher Mary, are you here?
Maybe you'll show up and talk to us a little bit later.
Well, sounds like the owner of the Old Baraboo Inn, BC Farr, just got scolded. At first we didn't quite understand what she was saying. Here's the enhanced audio for your review.
Maybe you'll show up and talk to us a little bit later.
working upstairs tonight? I got a 20. Buy me a honey. Can I come up and ring the bell? No.
Sometimes when we listen to the SB7 Spirit Box live, we don't quite hear it correctly. It sounds like he's saying joke, but what do you think?
Alright, we're going to let you rest a little bit because some other people are going to want to talk to you soon. Okay? Alright, talk to you soon. Oh, I shut it up. Alright.
And if you touch him, you can make him turn on. So if I ask you some questions, can you please turn one of the lights on for me?
Mike Brey goes into the dining area in front of the stage where he's going to try the flashlight experiment. While he's there, you won't believe what he captures. Just listen to what's ahead.
Did you die here? Did you work here? Come on, you could turn on one of the lights. I know you can. Do you like us being here?
As Mike conducts his flashlight experiment, he captures this female voice calling him out by his full name. What is she trying to tell him? What is she trying to say beyond this? Maybe we'll never know.
Do you like us being here? Like us being here?
Mike continued for several more minutes with his flashlight experiment, but the spirits decided not to turn him on and answer his questions. Let this be a lesson, though, for new paranormal investigators. You may be searching for evidence with one experiment, but actually capture evidence in another fashion. Make sure you're always watching and listening to all your equipment.
I have cards. Said I'd take no cards. Huh? I bet 20. Check out this incredible picture taken by Mike Minigh moments ago. Typically we don't like a whole lot of mirror pictures, but you cannot deny what you see in this one. He tried to debunk it several times at the same angle to no avail. See the poker chips? See his arms, his hands, his face? Looks like Mike caught somebody by surprise. But BC Farr, owner of the Old Baraboo Inn, says nobody plays poker in this house alone. So BC's going to sit down, play some poker. We're going to run an SLS cam. We're going to be running digital recorders, and we have a millimeter REM pod on top of some cards as well. Let's see what happens. How you doing there, cowboy? Is that you in the picture, gambler? We had a professional gambler here. He came off the train. He always stopped here and played cards. Pull up a stool here, buddy. You hear, gambler? Think I got a picture of you in the mirror.
"20 minutes have now gone by and nothing has happened, so we decide to fire up the SB7 Spirit Box once again.
Who's gonna join me? Who's here with me tonight?
Lisa.
Sound like it, man. Who's here with me tonight?
Lisa.
Sound like it, man. You wouldn't bet against me, would ya?
Drink.
You want to get a drink? Whiskey and a beer. Want to play some cards? We'll play some cards.
An absolutely astonishing catch at the OBI. This cowboy ordered something to drink, and he wants to play some cards now, as we all heard this with our own ears. Awesome, awesome two-way communication. Let the card game begin. Our longtime investigator, the Mike Brey, joins the card game now to see if he can help conjure up some spirit activity using the SLS cam. This is a strategic light sensor camera, so what it'll do is show little stick figures of any apparitions trying to form. This is going to be absolutely amazing.
Oh boy, you want to play some poker? Are you here? Did you come off the train? Did you play poker on the train?
This female voice, the same one that declared itself to be Lisa, is asking if it's the last one, referring to BC's question perhaps? About the train? Is she concerned that she will not make the train? Did she not make the train and suffer an ill fate at the Old Baraboo Inn?
Did you come off the train?
And then, after all this time and persistence trying to get a card player in, knowing what Mike caught in his photo, this happens.
Alright, yeah, that hand, you turn this hand. Which one would you like? Okay. Well, would you like this hand or that hand? You can have your pick.
This figure actually moves around from the tabletop back to the bar stool, back on top of the table. It is an absolute amazing capture. It keeps trying to manifest for over 40 minutes. Absolutely incredible evidence. We knew the guy was in the picture. He finally come out, showed up. This is amazing.
Lots of people used to ride the train.
Throughout the evening, BC Farr and Mike Brey have been provoking a card game, a challenge, even a fight outside at times. And when they do, they capture this amazing threat.
Lots of people used to ride the train. Lots of people used to ride the train.
This card game with the dead goes on for over 30 more minutes before he finally disappears. Another incredible evening at the OBI. This shows you need to really stick with something if you believe it's going to happen. The SLS pays off yet again. As things start to wind down at the OBI, Mike Minigh, the newest member to Paranormal Encounters Wisconsin, grabs the ball and the SB7 spirit box. He hopes to try to reach a little boy that we had contacted in that area in 2013. As the clip you're about to see shows, will Mike make contact with this little boy again? I guess we will soon find out.
You can play with the ball. Go ahead. It's okay.
Use our energy if you have to. Move the ball.
So the question remains, why would a little boy be stuck here in a bar that once was a brothel, with wild gunslingers, wild women, and very wild men, with alcohol and who knows what else? A lot of mysteries at the OBI, from what Stephen had said tonight and now to the little boy. Let's see if Mike Minigh can find out exactly what is going on here.
Little boy, are you in here with us right now? Can you tell me what this is right here? Yes, you can. Can you come up and touch this?
It appears Mike may have made contact with this child. We can't be 100% certain though it is even a little boy. We are basing this off of prior evidence. However, others have captured a little girl in this room. Here is a replay for your review.
Yes, you can. Can you come up and touch this? Can you tell me what color it is? What if I put it on the floor for you? Can you come up and make this move?
Over 16 minutes go by as Mike continues to try to get somebody to come over and play with the ball, hoping a little boy or a little girl comes over to play with it, or another spirit by chance. Nothing substantial coming through the SB7 spirit box. But when you're hunting in the paranormal, you do not give up. You fight, you drive on, and you spend a lot of time. A total of 47 minutes go by until this happens.
Come on, up. Come on. Push the ball. Push it right here. Can you make it move for me? I can use my energy to make this ball move. Come on, I know you can do it. Push this ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute incredible capture. This ball appears to move as if though somebody's hand is on top of it, wobbling it back and forth. There are no air conditioning units on, no heat units on. If you look behind Mike, the doors are closed. There are no windows open as we close them to leave out contamination. Unbelievable. You will see Mike's foot behind the ball. It is approximately 3 feet away from that ball. We shot it from another angle earlier. Here it is so you can review it. Clearly, Mike has nothing to do with this ball moving. The video evidence is clear, and if that isn't enough for you, check this out.
You see that move? Come on, move. Can you do that again?
Look folks, we travel all over the country to some of the most haunted locations on the planet. The Old Baraboo Inn is the best place for us with the SB7 Spirit Box. This spirit clearly comes through over several sweeps saying, "Ball is hard." Is she saying it's hard to move? I think so. This is an amazing capture and confirms what just happened.
Can you move that ball again? I saw it move. Come on, push it.
And just like that, it happens again after the spirit says it's hard to move. You can see the energy level must have decreased massively in the spirit's capabilities, but the ball does move. Here it is again for your review. I will say for the next 42 minutes, nothing else happens and the ball stays stationary. But there's more spirit communication coming before the night ends.
Who owns this bar?
This familiar voice comes through. We can't quite make out exactly what it says, but it's over multiple sweeps. I've enhanced the audio and set it for a double playback for everyone to review. Tell us what you think it says.
Who owns this bar? Who owns this bar? I'm telling you, that freaking ball moved.
In the OBI After Dark, countless investigations, countless spirit interactions, time changing everything, even the OBI. Knowing this could be our last investigation in this majestic building makes this one so special. We can only hope that these spirits can find peace and the loved ones that some seek and desire so sadly and badly. As our paranormal encounters continue, we will always think of them wherever we are, and we will always think of the OBI as our second home.